What's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be taking a look at a Jeskai Artifacts list. Really, kind of. It's almost like a combo-y creature deck, which is pretty cool. And partly because there's a cool card I haven't really tried yet, and that's Norn's Wellspring. Mostly because we're going to have a lot of creatures, we're going to have a lot of artifacts, and if they die, well, we get to scry and draw a card. So let's go take a look with how we're going to put this into a list and what the rest of the deck looks like. I want to start off by saying thank you to two new members of the Brood, Prom and Joel Need, I believe it is. Neeld, sorry, I want to get that right. N-E-E-L-D. Thank you so much for coming on board and supporting the channel. And those of you that bought some merchandise. I see y'all been enjoying my shirts. That's cool. I have two really fun ones coming. One coming in a couple of weeks and another one I think like a month later. So keep an eye out for those as well. And if you want to get some sweet stuff for yourself, be sure to check out the new All Will Be One stuff over at ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn to check out. They'll save you 5%. All right, so this deck has a lot of things going on for it. We have all types of interactions here going on. But we've got Voltage Surge because we're going to have a lot of artifacts, so that's totally good. We're playing one Destroy Evil because I had a spot I wanted to go to 61 cards. I know it's silly, but I just felt like I needed a little more removal and flexibility, and Destroy Evil won out. We're going to play a couple of Fateful Absence. Again, some more removal there. We're only playing one Norn's Wellspring because I don't think having a lot of them is that beneficial to us, but I at least want to try out one, and we'll see how many often it comes up. But if we do get it a couple of times, we'll at least talk about it at the end of the video if we want to squeeze room for another one. But there is stuff like Skrelv's Hive. Actually, if you don't know what Norn's Wellspring is, by the way, every time you have a creature die, you get to scry one, and then you put an oil counter on the card. And then you can pay one and tap it to remove 2 oil counters to draw a card. Well, we do have ways to force creatures into the graveyard because we're going to be making tons of tokens with this thing. So hopefully if things work out the way we want, we'll get to be putting extra counters on Norn's Wellspring, get extra cards, and we'll all live happily ever after. We're going to play 3 Make Disappear, mostly because you have to deal stuff with sweepers right now. There's a lot of people, the meta's already started to move to playing more like Path of Peril, the 3 mana enchantment that removes all things that are 2 or less, stuff like that, right? We're starting to see a bunch of those things floating around, and I get it. They're trying to stop all the toxic stuff that's going on. Makes a lot of sense. So we need to have some defenses for that. We're going to play 2 Sakins and Smelter. And remember how we were talking about sacrificing things and getting counters on the Norn's Wellspring? Well, this is one way we can do it. So every time we make a Deuter, we could turn that Deuter into a 3-1. The token dies, puts a counter on the Wellspring. We get to attack with the 3-1 that we made from the Smelter, right? So kind of a cool little triangle of combo-ness there. We are playing Unctus because we have just a bunch of artifacts, and this guy being able to pump up our stuff is actually pretty sweet. We've got 3 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is super awesome, because we all know how ridiculously good this card is. We're playing 2 Urabrask Forward, which again is a creature that just dies and can put a counter on the Wellspring, so thumbs up to that. We like that interaction. Then we have 3 Malcator, Purity Overseer, and we had this in another list earlier in the season, but the way this works is that every time, well, one, when it comes into play, it makes a 3/3 Golem. If it sees 3 artifacts come onto the battlefield that turn, then you make an additional Golem. Something interesting with that, though, is if we have Mondrak, and we have anything like a Malcator come out that turn, and or a Skrelv's Hive, well, then we made extra dudes. The Malcator comes in and makes an extra body, and then Mondrak says, hey, it's end of turn. Malcator, you need to make a dude. And he says, great, can I make 2 dudes? Absolutely. They probably don't talk to each other like that, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, lots of interactions here, lots of creatures coming into play, lots of things dying. So we're getting triggers off all that, which is amazing. Then we have 1 Urza, Prince of Krug, because it's another way to pump our creatures, +2. Now, you can pay the 6. Occasionally, we might have the mana to do it, but we're only playing 1 Urza, so it's probably not going to come up that often. But enough that I at least wanted the option to surprise the opponent, pump everything +3, and maybe get through with a bunch of little Skrelv's Hive mites, but we'll see. Then, of course, because we have all these artifacts, well, Saheeli's making an appearance, because why not? Seems really, really good. And getting the flyers, especially if there are things that we could take advantage of with Wellspring, or if there are things we could sacrifice to the Smelter, or they count as making 2 artifacts for Malcator, right? Lots of stuff we can do here. And the cool part is, if you need to tap something for her first ability to scry and tap a thing, since you have stuff like Urabrask Forge, or maybe a token from the Skrelv's Hive that's going to be summoning sick anyway, and you can't block with it, you almost always have something you'll be able to tap down and get that extra card. And then there's one Skitterbeam Battalion. And credit really here goes to Swayze, because he played a deck that's playing some of these same parts. And he had one battalion and it seemed kind of neat. So let's get to the end of the video and we'll talk about if I want a battalion still or not. I don't know. But then we have one Iganjo, 2 Plains, 1 Island, 1 Otawaro, 2 Mountain, 1 Sekinzen, 2 Deserted Beach, 2 Seachrome Coast, 3 Shivan Reef, 3 Stormcarved Coast, 4 Battlefield Battalion, and 3 Sundown Pass. So color shouldn't be too big of an issue, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, y'all go enjoy some games and definitely catch up with me at the end of the video, because we will have some things to say about this one. Ooh, what do we do with this? Unfortunate. We're going to keep, but I think we have to play one of these tapped on turn 1, which is disappointing. But I left that option in case we decide we want to... Okay, well, that doesn't change enough of anything. Let's go with this. Let's see what you got. Ooh, nice. I think we're going to do this. And I'm going to turn this into a better duder and attack. Smelter, you dead. Alright, what else we got going on? Okay. I mean, I feel like there's a good chance this is getting countered, but, you know, why not? Because we do have Mondrak, we at least want to try to sneak through if we're lucky. Oh, wow, they didn't have anything. Really? Really? Oh, I have to use that ability as a sorcery. That sucks. Thought it was an instant. I was going to get to draw and discard, but that's okay. We probably needed all of our mana here anyway, truthfully. Especially as an option to be able to protect Mondrak. Depopulate. Well, that's a thing. Okay. We'll start over. Building the team all over again. I'm going to wait on the Mondrak, actually. Because if we do this, we can get a couple of bodies and maybe protect it. I mean, no guarantees, obviously, but we'll try.
A duel doesn't mean we have to be overly serious.
Gonna draw a card. So it goes to 5.
Interesting fact.
So we'll shoot you down to 3. Submit 0. Make the bodies. Oh, we can play 1 Mondrak for free now. That's cool. Take down to Fairy. Hope you don't have Farewell. Depopulate. Alright, we'll at least try to save this guy. Pay the life. Sack some duders. Well, that didn't go very far. I'm wondering if there's a Wandering Emperor here is the only thing I'm looking at. But, I mean, if there is, you know, sort of the way I feel about it. You know what? I'm going to pass. I'm just going to say if you have something, we're just going to make you work harder to kill the Mondrak, even though we have a backup one. And maybe we find something else useful that we can make them play around. I don't know. That wasn't really what I was thinking, but sure. This where we see it? No, it is not where we see it. How about this? Negate, that works. In the turn. All right, drawing cards. And we lose everything again. Nope, there's an impulse. We don't lose them yet. Okay. Opponent's at 11. Now, here I'm willing to consider attacking if they have a Wandering Emperor, because then we get enough poison through and have a backup Mondric that I think we could go for that. And that's okay. So sure. And if they just get us, they get us at that point. You know, we just accept defeat. But I assume there's going to be a Wandering Emperor. No, just an impulse. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Make me exile a Mondrak? I mean, that would be a thing. They're going to Fading Hope one of those. Or Fateful Absence, sorry. Well, yeah, then now we definitely just don't play anything. Because now we can kill them with poison and with damage. So, yeah, in the turn. Mondrak's just trying to hold the fort by himself. Well, that lay down arms will work. So, sure. And then I guess we wipe the board. Another depopulate. No, to fairy. And by the way, we did get 2 clue tokens because we had Mondrak out during some of those shenanigans.
I've got eyes everywhere.
So let's start by seeing if we can pull this off. All right. So it's probably safe to assume they have a way to deal with at least one of our mites. Oh, deck. Alright, that's an interesting card to draw there. Smelter. I guess it doesn't matter, because we're going to kill them with damage, even if it's not poison here, so... Sure. Alright. Nice. Nice. Alright, we'll keep this. Why not? Whoop, wrong land. Let's play this first. Oh, I was hoping maybe we'd draw something we could at least cast there. Would have been nice. Alright. Okay. I guess. I think because we don't really have anything we want to discard, I'm just going to go with this here. Even though we're all aware Fable's a damn good card. We're realistically going to probably try to play Saheeli next turn. So it's like, if I played Fable, I'd just be staring at stuff I'm not going to get rid of. Oh, interesting. I did not think that's where this match was going. Ooh, Urza, you're nice too. But we're going to do this and make 2 blockers.
It's so satisfying to wallop. Dive like hook.
Just attack with that one. Alright. Hopefully we can draw a red land and that would be perfect. Because then we'd be able to play Urza and kill something possibly. Excellent. That's exactly what we were looking for. Let's scry. Don't really need another Saheeli. Tap that. We get to draw. Hey, excellent. Now, though, nah, I think we're going to go with our initial plan. We're going to go Urza. Kill this dude off. And then get in there for lots. Alright. Now we're in pretty good shape, because even if there's a board sweeper, we get to play the other Forge, and then Forge plus Wellspring, we get to Scry, put triggers on it. You gotta have at least 2 kill spells here, probably say. Well, there's a blocker. Alright. We're gonna go Wellspring. I mean, if you counter, it's got to be game, right? Well, I guess not. Oh, okay, you get to kill that. That makes sense. Wait, what? It costs too much. Yeah, that's only because I don't have any poison. Alright, we'll keep. Definitely going to need some help, but, you know, maybe. Ooh, against mono red. This is going to be a tough one. Alright, well, at least we got some cheap removal. Sade Martinson 2 says, just started playing Magic 4 days ago and you're loving it so far. That's awesome. It's a deep rabbit hole. Welcome to our rabbit hole, for sure. No blocks. I was kind of hoping you'd waste removal. Do you have another play with fire? You probably do, but we'll see. We'll at least make you use it if you got one. Which increases the odd that something else will live, but I'm okay with that. Yep, fair enough. We take a big hit, but it's worth it. Now we just gotta find mana to do the other things we want to do. Alright. Do I just kill that? I guess so. I mean, because our hand doesn't have mana. Well, hold on. I'm trying to think what I'm going to pass, actually. Because if we do get a third land, if it happens to be red, maybe we could play Smelter and this the following turn. So we can get more out of our mana. It's not great, but yeah, it's something. No blocks. Alright, thought they might have had something else for us. They didn't. A red-blue land that's untapped here would be perfect, because then we could set up Sakinzen removal and maybe Saheeli next turn would have been great. But I'm going to assume this Smelter is on borrowed time. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they just have 2 mountains at hand. I doubt it, but possible. Opponent? Uh-oh. Did they just go AFK? Alright, we're still playing Magic. Dead Smelter? No, they're going to draw a card. Okay. Don't know if that's good or bad for us. We'll see. They've got a loaded hand. And plenty of mana for a red deck. Channeler. Alright. And... nothing. Alright, I guess we'll kill the Channeler. Curious what their hand is. I'm a little concerned that maybe they're waiting on another land or something. Which is obviously not going to benefit us too much. So here's an interesting thing with this. Like, we could play Forge and we can turn the X1 into a 3/1. And I think I want to do that. So we'll have another body. Assuming they don't kill the Smelter here. I don't think they're going to. Because I feel like they would have last turn and just been attacking. Yeah. Oh no, that's not. It's a red creature, not. Oh, I thought that turned into an artifact. It's a red creature, not a... Okay, well, that's whatever. Though, to be fair, I probably needed another blocker here anyway, so it's probably not the worst thing in the world. Still waiting on a blue land, though. That would help us out a ton here. And I'm very concerned the opponent's not casting anything here. Like... Because now I'm just thinking, like, do they have, like, planeswalkers? Because something like Koth or Jaya... Or, like, Raijus. There's a lot of things at 4 mana that could be real bad for us. At least with the current situation. I'm not going to block, because it feels like they just have the festivities or whatever here. Oh. Okay. That's a magic card. Well, damn. Okay. Now we know that's a thing. At least it doesn't give it trample. Now we kind of know why they were holding stuff. They're playing a different variety of cards. Okay, then. Welcome to the game. Huh. I guess I'm going to attack for 3? And be very fearful. I think is what we're going to do. Play with fire. Yeah, I'm probably going to just die to their burn spells. Like, that, not blocking on that last turn really got me. I should have just blocked with the 3-1. But here we are. How bad is it? The problem is now, too, if we get down to 2, once they get to 5 mana, we die as well. So that's a concern. Okay. Yeah, we're dead. Obviously. And then festivities, right? Nope. Okay. Well, I don't think there's any way we live here. Because even if we got our counter, we don't have any blue mana. So we would have to draw... I mean, it would have to be a non-damage blue land and make disappear. So we have to have the perfect 2 cards to not die, I think. But let's see. We got one of them. I don't think it's enough, though. Thanks for trying, deck. I appreciate the effort. I mean, maybe some weird world they don't have damage in hand, but I can't imagine that's possible. I mean, decline. You know what? This is tough. If I attack, I have to attack with these, so I get a treasure. So in case there's a Thundering Raiju, I can kill it. Because if they block and kill our 3-1, I wouldn't have an artifact to sacrifice. Because that's likely the only way we don't die. At least in the short term. They're still taking the time to block, so I don't know what that means. I'm assuming we're dead, though. Yeah, I got no bad jokes right now. I'm not in bad jokey mood. I didn't write anything down. Alright, we're dead. I assumed that was going to be the case. Like, our hand was just so bad there. We didn't do anything productive. Okay, I guess we're going to keep this. Let's rock and roll. I guess we go ahead and just play that. I thought about playing Stormcarved Coast, but if we were to find another untapped land, another fast land, we'd rather just play that. Turns out we didn't, so it's of no concern. I think here we go ahead and just play Malcator, assume we're going to lose something, and that's kind of okay, I think. We could try to play the toy game with Smelter, but I don't think it's worth it. Then go ahead and just play this. Why'd I do that? I could have not taken a damage. That was silly. Akator, you dead. I mean, you're eating a cut down, I'm assuming. Nope, didn't. That was nice. Well, he's going to eat something. I was going to say, it's going to die to something. It's just what? I think they were double checking just to make sure it wasn't an artifact, which is the correct action. Oh, Skrelv is kind of nice here, though. I think, I mean, Fable is real nice. But I think while we have a chance, if we can get ahead, we might as well try. I'm going to hold on to this Fateful Absence in case one of the big 4 mana things shows up. Whether that be a Obliterator or Shieldred. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to pay to turn this Summoning Sick one into a 3/1. And then I'm going to attack with these. See how the opponent feels about it. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and play a Skrelv. Skrelv's also really nice against the mono black decks because you can just make something not block. And that's pretty cool. Draw. As much as I'd like to play Fable, I think we have other plans here. Yep, and the opponent just concedes. Okay. Don't have any red mana, so I don't think we can keep this. I wanted to, but didn't feel safe. We will keep this, though. I'm going to get rid of Fateful Absence. I'm going to try to draw blue land and lean on Saheeli a little bit. We'll see. It's definitely a gamble that could backfire on us pretty badly. But sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit. That is not the card we're looking for. A land would have been much preferred. Now I just want a 3 mana thing and then draw a 4th land next turn. Alright. I mean, at least we can kill that, I guess. So that's something. Alright. Not sure it's quite progress, but it's something. Fable, sure. Can't cast Unctus, can't cast Saheeli. Alright, well, here we go. Alright, need a blue land. Really, well, one, we gotta have Mondrick live, and then get a blue land to be able to play the Unctus. Actually, really to play Saheeli and make 4 tokens. That's what we'd be aiming for. Alright. If you got it, you got it. I mean, it's probably a... oh, nope. I was thinking maybe they had their own Voltage Surge there. Which would have made sense. The dangerous thing here is we block and they only have something that... a red spell that deals 2 damage. We'd still lose Mondrick because it's protection from black right now, not red. So them attacking would put me in a spot that I kind of have to let it through. But the opponent decided Mondrick was too much. Okay. This looks like a keeper. And we don't even have to surge anything on 1. That's nice. Let's go ahead and play this. Take a point. And this is kind of a good setup because we could smelter a token into a 3/1, or we could just shoot something on their turn, potentially. Or we get that. That doesn't suck. I guess we attempt to do this. If they have a counter, like, eh. Better that than something else. Yeah. Now it's just seeing what they do from here. It might just be playing some hardcore control deck. Alright, try to attack. They're gonna Iganjo that. Wow. Alright, well, I'm gonna see if we can get away with this then. Because this is wild. I mean, if they have to depopulate, we at least get a card. Nope, just a Fateful Absence. Fair enough. Wow, and another Fateful Absence. Okay. You do what you got to do, fam. Yeah, okay, I guess we attack. I mean, at this point, we could live on those a little bit. We do have a Make Disappear. Target the Saheeli. I would have liked to have drawn a card during their instep, but that was not going to happen, obviously. We could try to draw a land here, still be able to hit something. I think I am. Alright, we failed. We're going to be trying to live off mites, I guess. Here's a Teferi. Oh, what are we doing here? They're going to Fateful Absence first. Alright, well, I would like to sack that thing then. And Teferi gives you no value, friend. Wow, we have... Our opponent just says GG. Alright, fair enough. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm going to keep. I'm not really sure how this ends up. Like, part of me wants to just aim for playing the Smelter on 2, but I also kind of want to leave up Make Disappear. My concern, though, is if we do, and then they don't play anything, we still don't get anything off on our turn anyway. So I'm going to do this and hope we draw a land. And if we don't, we're probably wrecked. Okay. Well, that definitely sucked. Alright, well, not sure what we're going to do from here. Because this looks like it's probably the Proliferate Toxic deck. Alright, let's counter that. We don't need them having any more cards. Also means... I was going to say, if we managed to get a 3-3, they would probably just bounce it anyway or something. Ugh, that sucked. Yep, you got it. Alright, let's do this. We'll just end up probably having to block for poison, but, like, what are we going to do? Well, I guess not. Pass? No attacks. End the turn. Alright, kill this little dude. We're kind of doing everything we can with no mana. I mean, like, we're stuck on 2. I just needed any untapped land here. I guess last turn I could have killed and then attacked, but it's no different. Yep, alright. Good news is, though, we've dodged getting poison counters this whole time, so that's pretty cool. Alright. I mean, I assume this isn't going to be good enough to do anything, but we'll see. Yep, I can't block. Alright. The proliferation starts now. Well, the proliferation of toxic counters. Hey, look, a land! And then, of course, this is going to get countered and proliferated. Yep. Alright. GG's. I mean, we can't come back. Just, that's too tough. Opponent's going first. Alright, I guess we'll keep this. Wild Meerkat. I remember watching that show on Discovery Channel or Animal Planet. It was like Meerkat Manor. It had like, it was using the voice of the Hobbit. I had a good time with that show, actually. Kind of miss it. Okay, what do we want to do here? I probably don't want to play Skrelv's Hive. I think. If we can avoid doing so. Mostly because we have Malcator and then another Malcator, so we can sort of wait and see what happens here. Swift Spear, sure. That makes sense too. I think here, believe it or not, I'm going to kill the Swift Spear because they still have to spend mana on the Ronin every turn, and I'm okay with that being at 15. Alright. Good news is we haven't really had to take damage here, so that's kind of nice. Next turn we can Malcator again and Voltage Surge, so that doesn't suck. So we're at least able to buy ourselves enough time for a couple of turns. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we can try to enjoy it while we can. Thrill of Possibility. Okay, so they're going for more cards here. A lot of card drawing spells for being a, what I would think is a mono red aggro deck, but this might be something else. Could be some type of mono red artifact-y thing, even though they were playing Swift Spear. But they didn't attack, so that's good news. That's very good news. Okay, let's go. Huh. Yeah, let's go here. And I guess I'll attack with Malcator, since next turn I might just play another one anyway. Nope, Malcator is dead. Great. That was kind of going to happen anyway. Alright. I'm just going to attack with this. No need to attack with the 3/3 since that kept them from attacking. It means they don't have a way to get rid of a 3 power or 3 toughness creature. So we can live with that. Alright, they're down to 3 live cards, but they can still draw one. Alright, they found a Lightning Strike. How much more damage do we take here then? Alright, just down to 14. We could live with this. Totally tolerable. Finding more land. And I'd probably just leave some mana open so we can try to protect the Malcator. I don't know how important that's going to be. But we'll see. I am eyeballing the Skrelv's Hive, but we have to be kind of careful because there's usually like... I feel like against mono red, there's a point where you're okay having it for a couple of turns, but, you know, once you start getting below like 9 life or so, it gets a little dodgy. Alright, Malcator's down, and I think we're just going to pass. Get in there with that. Opponent goes to 17, end the turn. And we could have played Skrelv's Hive there, but I just decided I'd rather have mana up so I don't have to take damage if I decide to use Skrelv. And I can still shoot something with Voltage Surge. Like, you know, if we get hard up, I mean, I could sack, like, the Forge to kill a big 3 or 4 toughness thing if we feel we have to. Well, it looks like that might be enough for the opponent to concede here. Alright. Cool, well, we finally get a Skrelv's Hive, I guess. The opponent just used all their rope for the last 2 turns, and that's gonna be it. Ah, well. That's shaped up to be a good finish, unfortunately. Opponent goes first. We have no... Well, we won't even have an untapped red mana, even. Okay, let's keep it. Don't have white mana, so this is gonna get a little weird. Alright. Now what? Thrumming Bird. Well, that is a card. Alright, we pass, I guess. If it just hits us, it proliferates, but there's nothing to proliferate. We'll just take one. It's fine. All right. We get our turn. They didn't even attack with it. Okay, cool. I don't hate it. All right, Skrelv is down. In the turn. All right, so there's a good chance opponent has counters, and they just don't want to waste it on Skrelv. That's fine, I guess. Our turn. Interesting. I think I'm gonna wait one more turn. Just pass. And then I may just try to kill their Thrumming Bird next turn. Oh, that we will definitely try to counter. Yeah, you don't need that getting hit with proliferate tokens or triggers. That would suck. Do I try this during their end step? It probably gets countered. Okay. Let's try this now. They may want to do something. They may not. I don't know. They're going to snare to bounce their own thing and proliferate. Sure. I guess we're okay with that. I'm going to attack. I mean, I guess they could have another one of these plus that next turn. All right. There's probably a counter, but I feel like at some point we just got to try. Because even if it's a counter and the other thing we're worried about, I mean, it's still limiting their options in hand. All right, they didn't have it. Okay, well, that's all that took. We will keep this. You know what? I like that the opponent's on brand. They are Evil Twin. They've got the Braids avatar. They've got these creepy, some type of Phyrexian little thing on the sleeves. Like, congrats. I'm a little. I probably should be doing more Magic Dragon backs or something on my sleeves when I'm playing on Arena. Be more branded. That would make a lot more sense. I should probably do that. Okay, let's go. Do I even show them we have red mana or red creature? I don't think we do. I think we do this first. Because if this is mono blue, you can sometimes get up under them by just getting some stuff on the ground early. And sometimes that's all you can do. That's not a bad card. Yeah. Because if they're countering, they're not stopping other things, and we can just play Smelter next turn, too. Not sure why I took a damage. I could have just played the Mountain. That's kind of silly. That might come back to bite us later. Oh, this is nice. Because honestly, had they not waited to Impulse, I might not have done what I'm about to do. Which is pretty sweet. For us, anyway. Alright. Hotijin, sure. With no protection. You love to see it. And we will not play the other one because we can get more damage here. So let's just flip that. Get a hasty boy. Alright, opponent goes to 9. The next turn we get to play Unctus and turn another one. That's pretty strong. I could have another Hotijin and a counter. Oh, they don't, though. That's really good for us. Yeah, even if they play the big dragon here. Or not dragon, big serpent. I don't know if we care that much. Alright, cool. Okay, so I have to say this one was actually pretty interesting. We didn't quite get all of the interactions I wanted, but they were pretty close. Now, there could have been more times if we'd have gotten Mondrek into play more often, along with like the blue-white creature. I think that would have been pretty good. Malcator, you know, would have been nice, and we could have got to see that go off a little bit. But I'm actually okay with how things ended up. The one thing I would say is you do have to be more careful of how you mulligan with this. So far this season, this has probably been the toughest deck to mulligan with. Not just because getting the right colors of lands to be able to do everything you want. Like, you still have to be able to figure out like how much damage you're willing to take from like a Skrelv's Hive. You know, are you going to be able to play something on turn 3? If you do, which spell is it? Are you trying to Fable, or are you trying to Malcator so you can set up something for the next turn? So I think that's going to be the thing. You'll probably lose a few games right out of the gate with this deck, just trying to figure all that out for yourself. But once you do, the rewards actually pay off pretty well. If there's a downside, I would say that you could get some weird draws to say against mono red and stuff like Skrelv's Hive's not so good against that. But we did actually beat some mono red decks, so you know, make of it what you will. We do have enough defensive cards to live through some things, and that helps a lot. But just something to be aware of. I thought it was a pretty cool deck, and I like the interactions, and there's actually stuff in here that I'm probably going to carry to another deck list later this season. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Optimus Prime. Not so much because of the card itself being important to this, other than I think people forget that all of the Transformers happen to also be artifacts, which is pretty sweet. But truthfully, it's about just pointing out the difference between the regular versions of these and the purple shattered glass versions, as they call it. Those actually have a huge difference. For an example, looking at something like the Optimus Prime, I believe the regular one's like $1.50, but the shattered glass one is like $15 to $17, right? That's a very big difference. You're talking more than 10x, right? The price. Now, not all of them have a drastic change. Some are like 50 cents and the other version's like $2 or whatever. But just understand that there is not an equivalency here. Like, the shattered glass versions are definitely more than the other ones. So be sure to look those up if you happen to get your hands on any of them. If you enjoyed the interactions in today's deck, check out this Mardu tokens list we played that also made very good use of Mondrek. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.